Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I'm TCaptainX. If you are struggling in sweaty Warzone lobbies where it seems like every single team is playing like there's $1 million on the line, this video is going to hopefully help you. We're going to be covering several common mistakes that people make, especially in these sweaty lobbies, and then give you guys tips to improve so you can do better. So we've got a high kill Ashika Island game where this was just a passionate 4-stacking, sweaty type of lobby to break down. So first things first. When you're landing in, I highly recommend don't land on the rooftop. Generally, multiple people are going to be landing on the rooftop. Instead, either try to go through a window or go through the ground level simply because it tends to be less popular. So as you can see there, we had 1 or 2 people land on the rooftop. I'm going to hit the window and luckily get in quicker before this guy hits the other window and get a quick kill. Now, I'm not going to immediately go to the rooftop because I have a sniper and a pistol. I don't have good guns yet. So I'm going to continue looting until I've got decent guns. I picked up an MCW. I'm not super confident with that. We don't have great guns, so I don't have like a good SMG. So I'm going to keep looting until I have some guns that I feel more confident with until we can get a loadout. So on Ashika in the power station area, if you hit all 4 of those levers in order of you coming into that room, you can open this room here, and there is a ton of loot in this room. I'm going to be able to get a tempered, get a fully kitted striker SMG, which is a great ground loot gun, get a UAV, and we're going to get a ton of money as well. So in the early game, make sure you're focusing on looting good, you know, prioritizing getting as much money for a loadout as quickly as possible. But after that, then we stop. I do see that another common issue where I see a lot of people, they continue to loot all game. Once you've got decent guns in your, and especially your loadout, just loot bodies, not boxes, which is something like my friend Cup of Joe likes to say. So I hear an enemy coming this way, and notice how I start playing slow, I start centering the door, and I'm just kind of waiting to see if he's gonna push in here. I keep checking the door. Not really sure if this guy's going to push in or not. And I'm not really sure if I'm hearing someone because there's a lot of noise going on. But I get a clear footstep audio cue right there. So instead of just me walking out and turning and looking, we're going to use just very simple movement by sprinting and sliding through the doorway. Very simple mechanic. It's literally just sprinting and sliding. But because I do that, because I don't just walk out into the doorway, I slide kind of under where he was aiming, and it allows me to get a pretty easy kill on him because he misses several of his first shots. So now I've got decent guns. So now I'm looking to get involved here, and there's a lot going on right here. But notice how I'm not just like running out into the open and pushing stuff. I'm taking my time, and I'm just kind of waiting to see, is somebody going to come into this area? I'm just sitting down here because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Now I see this guy's leg glitch through the wall here. You can probably see it right here, and we're going to take advantage of this, and we're going to actually end up wallbanging this guy. I'm sorry. Now, as soon as I get the kill, I am playing Resurgence. In Resurgence, whenever you get a kill on an enemy, their teammates are going to ping on the minimap where they are. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 pings here, and you're going to notice how they all have up arrows. So that simply means that they are on a level at least above me. So vertically, they are higher than me. So this guy, it's hard to tell. This guy could be on the roof. He could be right above me. I'm not sure. But when I go up the stairs, if you notice here, this dot went from an up arrow to just a solid dot. There's no up arrow. Now that means he's on my level, and it looks like he's just outside this door. So we go, we slide out, and there he is sitting in the corner. He's probably trying to play it up or something. Again, we check minimap. We've still got this arrow above me, and we've got another one over here, and this guy's probably landing in. So I know these guys are probably above me on my roof, so I still have plenty of enemies around me. And we've got more people coming in. So this looks like a completely separate team here. We're able to get it down here. Now, notice though, during that gunfight, notice how I stayed behind this computer area the whole time. The reason for that is simple. I'm just trying to utilize as much cover as I have to work off of. That's probably one of the most common mistakes I see from kind of like average level players is they're putting themselves in the open, whereas their enemies are behind cover, and that's the simple reason that they're losing that fight. Now I see this guy shooting from above, so we're gonna kind of go out here, and we get the crack, but all my guns are out of ammo. I don't have plates. That would be a bad push. I do not want to go push with no ammo and no plates because I'm gonna obviously lose that gunfight. So we're going to take our time. This guy's going to self-res, but we're going to re-knock him and finish him. Now, we just saw a guy peek out behind this door. So I was in the middle of plating here, but I've got 1.5 plates on and I have tempered. So it's basically like I have 2 plates on. I'm okay to challenge this right now. So we kind of get behind cover. We get behind our barrel here. We start peeking. He's not there, but now I'm getting shot by somebody else. This is one of those situations where you have to recognize, okay, too much is going on here. I've got people on opposite sides of me. I'm already lost my plates here. You have to just accept you're not gonna, this is not a gunfight you can win. Get to cover and try to reset this fight. So we're gonna get back in, we're gonna throw plates back on, and another guy comes through here. But what I want to point out about that gunfight, very simple thing, but something that I still see a lot of people make this mistake, is centering. Notice how my center dot here is centered right on this doorway, because if an enemy is gonna come through, nobody's over in this area, but if somebody's gonna pop through here, it's gonna be through this doorway. My center dot is aimed pretty centered there. We see him and make a quick small adjustment to get that kill. So always having that center dot near doorways, in the center of hallways, just where an enemy is most likely gonna be is gonna help you win so many more close range gunfights in this game. Got a lot of stuff going on up here, a lot of shooting, smoke, not sure. I get a comm from my teammate at this time saying they're on the roof. So again, whenever you can utilize some sort of jump spot and take the less obvious route up, you always want to do that. So instead of going through the stairs, we're going to hit the very simple jump spot of jumping on the AC unit here. And we've got two people right here. So we've got 1, 2 right next to each other. Now, currently where I don't have cover, but I'm going to very simply strafe to the right, and we're going to utilize this kind of like AC unit. And now I'm more behind cover. So we get one down, and we're going to keep strafing to the right, and now we'll switch our aim over to the left. And we're going to, bam, we're going to sneak that down here. Now, all of a sudden, their teammate lands on me. He gets a few shots with the pistol, but luckily I'm able to turn around and get that kill. And I also had a good call out from my teammate at the same time that he was landing on me. So we deal with that. Now we have another person coming up trying to make a jump spot from the other side of the roof. This has just been a very, very hectic early game. We've got 8 kills already. We're going to get precision airstrike called on us already, so obviously we've got to get down. Now, we do have a lot of money, so now that we've finally cleared the area, things have calmed down a little bit. We're finally able to buy a loadout. So I'm going to throw it straight on the ground because it's going to land up on the roof up here. I also buy a UAV. That way we can get some information, and now we have a whole other team pushing in on us. Now, again, there's like 3 people right above me on these railings. If I just go start pushing up, I'm obviously going to die very easily. So we play slow. We sit in the corner. We let them push, let them make the mistake. We get one, the other one goes, and we end up losing that gunfight. Unfortunately, that guy looks like he had his loadout already. He's got a fully kitted WSP swarm. That swarm in a close range fight is gonna win that. He hits good shots. I think I missed a bullet or 2. It is what it is. But it's all good. We've got our loadout down, and we also have the free loadout that has spawned in at this point. Now, I do want to just quickly say we're a little early into the video, but if you guys are finding this helpful so far, consider dropping a like, subscribing. We do a lot of informational content like this, and kind of the goal is to help you guys get better. So as I'm landing back in here, I can see there's a guy on the roof right here I can see, and I believe my teammate at the time was also kind of calling out to me like, there's so many people here. But we've got the free loadout. We're gonna go hit the free loadout here. Looks like my other teammate had just hit it. It looks relatively safe. So obviously we're gonna take that safer route when possible here. So I am running, I'll put the loadouts up on screen. I'm running the TAC Eradicator LMG and also the Haymaker shotgun. Don't judge me. I got tired of dying to people stacking, so I put on the shotgun. Now, I want to point something out here. You might see some craziness going on over here on this side of the screen. There is a weird glitch going on Ashika Island. I call it the Inception glitch, where like the map kind of is tilted up at an angle. It's really weird. But notice what happens when I live ping this guy. I live ping him, and I literally can't see him because he's behind this glitched area, but we still am able to get the down. One thing, it's a little bit more of an advanced technique, but training yourself to live ping people whenever, unless, you know, basically, unless they're right in front of you. If they're anywhere 20 meters or farther away, I almost always am trying to live ping while shooting, and I've basically just trained myself to be very quick about taking my left thumb and hitting that up on the D-pad. Now, if you have paddles, you could consider binding a paddle to it. If you're on keyboard, it's usually pretty easy to hit one of your keys. So we're gonna get high alerted here, quickly turn around and get this kill. As far as perks go, high alert is a necessity to me because of situations like that. It allowed me to win a gunfight like that. My other perks I'm running currently are double time, which allows you to sprint more. Mountaineer is a new perk I'm running. I love Mountaineer. It allows you to jump off buildings and not take fall damage. And then finally, Tempered is my other go-to perk. So I'd got a ping down low in here, and I'm looking, and we get, this guy is on my side and he's shooting me. Now, I can't really see him, and I'm kind of confused on where this guy is, and he's actually right behind these boxes. You might have saw like his head poke up for a second before this. So again, notice how I am trying to utilize cover as much as possible. We went down the stairs, and see how my reticle is only just above these stairs. That means on his angle, on his end, he can probably only see my head. I'm in a great spot, but so is he. He's behind this cover here. And for whatever reason, it won't allow me to wallbang through a very thin, like, wooden box. I don't really understand how you can and can't wallbang certain things in this item, or in this game. Now, I don't know if you heard that noise. Here comes a bomb drone. So I know a bomb drone's coming, and I know, I'm like, okay, I just need to shoot it down. No problem. Start shooting at it. I swear I hit it with like 5 bullets. It is what it is. There are moments in this game that are really frustrating, and me not being able to wallbang a thin wood box and a bomb drone killing me, even though it looks like I'm shooting right at it. It's frustrating, but it happens. There are just, you know, like, I just want to remind you guys that there are a lot of times in this game you have to just take a deep breath and kind of laugh and say it is what it is. I don't, you know, maybe I should have just not taken on that fight. I'm not sure what else I could have done better in that situation, but it's all good. Now, here's the problem. I'm looking at this loadout, the one that we bought that I still haven't hit yet, and I can see people on the roof from up here. However, I do have my other teammate, I have 2 of my teammates are pretty near where I just died. So I'm like, you know what? I'm much better to try and go get my loot instead of landing on that loadout. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna land in the water here. I'm able to go down and kind of be safe under the water and work behind these stairs to get my guns. So we get everything, and when I grab my perks, I get high alerted. So I instantly know, okay, this guy is still here. So again, we're gonna use this stairwell as much as possible so that this guy can't see me. Checking to see where he is. He's moved deeper back to the right, and it looks like he called a precision airstrike on us. So again, this is just knowing that, you know what, I can't deal with this guy. For me to push into that tunnel would probably have been a death sentence. So I'm just like, you know what, whatever. That guy, he can have his win. I'm gonna go deal and go fight elsewhere because this guy is just is too good for me, I guess. So I've got a bounty here, and the bounty is showing that they're right in this area. And I'm looking, and my teammates have gone down here and died or fallen or something. If I jump down here, I see a lot of people get like over antsy. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna make it. Do not do this. Be patient. Go, either your teammates can die and respawn, or just go around and take another angle. Now, as I come out, I'm trying to check my angles, and hello, there's a guy right here. And I wanna highlight this is, notice how I don't just run out into the open. Because of how sweaty this lobby has been, and just lobbies have been in general, as soon as I am exiting cover, if I'm going into an area where there's no cover, I am literally like looking both ways before I cross the road, because you have to. If you get caught in the open, you are going to just get fried and get down immediately. And because I take my time, I catch this guy, get an easy kill. So my teammates were calming to me. They're like, hey, we're good. Like, this guy's not here anymore. But I still don't want to risk jumping down that thing. They scare me. So we go around, and me and my other teammate are going to res our 2 teammates there. Now in Resurgence specifically, you know, don't worry about bleeding out and dying. If you are in at all a risky situation and the respawn timer is still going, just bleed out. You're gonna be able to come back in and get your stuff. It's not a big deal. So I see a lot of people make that mistake. They're like, come res me, and then they put their teammates in a bad situation. So we've got still, this whole team has not left this building. An entire team is basically just sitting here where we landed originally. But notice how zone is they're on the very edge of zone. We've got a minute until zone moves. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? We're going to hold these guys if they were going to play like this. I start getting shot. We have to kind of move around and get behind cover here. And I'm trying to make sure I'm played it up before I get back to this fight. And I'm getting shot from like every direction. I get shot from the left. I'm getting shot from the building. But again, notice how we're taking our time. We're getting plated back up. I realize I'm not in a great spot. So with my teammates kind of overlooking me, we're going to run back a little bit. Now, my worry is I don't want to get sandwiched here and get caught behind from people at Suki Castle. So again, we're kind of utilizing high ground. I'm using kind of the ledge of the mountain as cover. And my goal is like, you know what? We're going to hold these guys. I'm going to be that team. We're going to slow down here. if you guys are going to sit on the edge of zone in a building. However, the problem is now we have people landing behind us. And as soon as we're in this situation, now being able to hold has kind of gone out the window, because the last thing we want is for us to get held. So at this point, I'm like, you know what, whatever, that team, we'll deal with them later. We have to kind of clear where we have to go, or we're going to be in a very bad situation here. So I'm going to work from high ground here, and I am going to get an audio cue that I hear someone in this building. So we're going to drop down. We've got the shotgun out here, decent centering here. Get a crack on this guy, and we're going to get him very weak and end up getting him down. Be very careful about chasing enemies because you can run and plate very quickly in this game. That guy didn't have enough time to get away, though, so that was a situation where it's perfectly fine to kind of chase them. So we're going to keep working to high ground here. Notice good centering, how I'm kind of clearing each room as I come up through here. And I'm going to get up on top here because I want to see if I can get holds from up top of that team now. So I don't really see them. They're pretty far away. But now I've got a ton of people in front of me to my other direction. And again, if we would have not rotated, this team probably would have been the team holding us. I'm able to just sneak it down. Now, if you notice there, I got high alerted like left and right really quick. When that happens, when you get high alerted from like every direction like that, usually that means somebody is looking at you from above. And so we check above, and I almost get killed here because I was finishing this reload. I probably should have just switched to the shotgun, but thankfully we're okay there because a lot of these starting pistols like the Renetti and the Core are very, very good. But we get okay here. Now, my teammates are calling out like, hey, we got people on us, so we're going to jump down in the shotgun. We're going to roll in here, trying to figure out where these people are coming from. So my teammates have that stairwell, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go down the other stairwell. Now, slide down. Now, obviously, this looks like a simple kill. But again, I want to point out here the centering of how easy this makes it. Watch how as I slide down these stairs, I am instantly turning around and my aim is right on the next stairwell where somebody would be coming from. I mean, he literally walks right into my aim, and I promise you I knew he was below me. I heard footsteps, but I promise you I didn't know exactly where he was. But because I am preemptively centering on where he's going to be, it makes it an easy kill. Now, you're seeing these bullets flying right here, hopefully. And I'm hearing that there is a guy kind of up on the building. So I don't, and you can literally see the bullets right here. There's a guy like right up above me. So I don't want to get right ahead of him. So instead, I'm going to sit in the gas for a little bit. I don't have a gas mask, but I do have 2 stims, and stims function a little bit better in Warzone 3 compared to how they did in Warzone 2. They actually do heal you a little bit more in the gas. So I'm just going to sit here. Now, I don't know how he went from there to there, but I'm pretty sure that was the same guy. Maybe he's a magician, who knows? Or maybe the guy above me died in gas and that was somebody else. But because I let him run ahead of me, it ends up being an easy kill. My point being there is if I would have just kept running, if I was so worried about not being touched by the gas, I might have ended up being in front of that guy and dying to him. So again, I don't have a gas mask, but it's all good. I've got stims. We're going to pop a stim when my health gets low. Now, again, I'm not in zone, but I've got this guy right ahead of me here. So I'm going to, don't be afraid to sit in the zone, even if you don't have a gas mask. You have more time than you think of being able to stay alive in the gas. So again, we play off of cover. We get a nice down here, use that stim to get ahead. My teammate gives me an amazing live ping, which helps me a ton. But at this point, I have no plates because you do lose plates in the gas mask or in the gas, unfortunately. So we're going to just prone behind cover. We're going to use what I don't have a lot of cover, but we're going to use what we have with kind of the rocks and bushes. Try to get on plates here. We throw him on here, and I notice that this guy looks like he's maybe self-resing, and then this guy comes out of nowhere, but I'm able to slide and close that distance with the shotgun and able to get that down, thankfully. Now, if you're looking at the UAV, there are a lot of dots around me. At this point, I know I need to get things reloaded. I need to get plated up here because we have a long zone rotation to get into zone. Unfortunately, we got caught up kind of fighting on the edge of zone like I was talking about, and now we're the ones that are going to be getting held here. So teammates are landing back in here, trying to get guns reloaded from cover here. And there's a lot going on in terms of high alerts, pings, UAVs. So I'm just trying to slow down here and stay behind cover and cut off line of sight from this team that is holding us from zone because we've got so many people still up here closer to us. They're the bigger threat, and I have to try to isolate that threat there. So again, we're just slowing down. Teammate goes down here, so I'm able to push up here and get this kill. Now, One other thing I want to point out, in Resurgence specifically, once the respawn timer disables, you no longer get the pings after you kill the enemy. So before, when the timer is up, when you get it down or get a finish, their teammates are going to ping. But when it's disabled, you don't get that. So you have to just kind of know that. We have a UAV going, which is different. So I'm getting a lot of pings below me. I see a buyback ahead of me. I get really good shots and fry this guy with Attack Eradicator. A very, very good gun. Getting high alerted from all directions again, which usually means someone is above me. I also get the call out saying an enemy is flying in. See another buyback up ahead here. So we're going to start working down this way. Getting high alerted, but I know I don't really have time to deal with that because I have a guy in front of me. Going to get it down with the shotgun here and get this finish. Now, I ended up making a little bit of a mistake here. And not to blame my teammate, but it would have been useful. I didn't, during all of this craziness, I didn't realize my teammate was dead. And I also didn't even realize that the Resurgence was disabled because it's been so hectic up until this point. I don't think he ever calmed me like, hey, buy me back. And because of that, I just wasn't even thinking. I didn't even realize. I was just like, I need to buy a gas mask. I'm buying a UAV and I'm going. And I should have bought him back here. I had plenty of money. It is my fault for not realizing it. But don't be afraid. There is a balance when you're playing with your team of over-calming and yelling at them like, buy me back, buy me back, buy me back, versus, hey, I'm dead, you got to buy me back. Just saying it nice and calmly. So just want to throw that out there when you're playing with teammates there. So we're still getting high alerted. Zone is fighting us. I did buy that gas mask, which allows me to kind of be more patient rotating into zone here. My other teammate goes down and my third teammate's about to go down and I'm about to be all by myself. Now, as you can see, we have an entire team on the rooftop over here. If you saw in the UAV, there's an entire team sitting in this building. There's a team sitting in the building farther back. So there's 5 teams up, 12 people up. I've actually got 23 kills at this point, but I'm all by myself. Things aren't looking very good for me right now. Zone's moving in. I still have to keep moving, but again, take your time. Use the zone to kind of be your friend in this situation. I've still got 1 tick on my gas mask. So my goal here is to wait as long as possible because I know these guys are going to be just waiting on me. So I want them to kind of forget about me in a sense. So we're just going to wait as long as possible. Use that gas. Then we peek out and it's just like I said, it's like this guy kind of forgot about me. Now I have to get going. Now I'm looking at where this next zone is pulling. So there's no reason for me to start working left. Basically, I want to sit here and work off this cover and be as close to the next zone as possible. Whenever you have the opportunity, early rotating in the moving zone is always going to be your best friend. But there are going to be times where that's not always possible. So we move up, trying to get replated. I did pick up a muni and I'm throwing this muni mainly so I can get my stims in case I have to do a gas play because my gas mask is at 0 ticks. It's basically gone at this point. Now I'm trying to get a reload, but I'm hearing audio cues in front of me kind of right up here. And we check with the shotgun and we get it down here. Get a throwing knife. Now this is just really unfortunate. I don't know if it was his teammate or somebody else, but somebody threw a Semtex right here. And I didn't realize, I kind of fell off to the right and then I start running back. Now I ran what I thought was pretty far and slid away, but this still takes all of my plates and some of my health back. Now this guy's yelling to his teammates. So his teammates are now they're just going to start swarming to me. I try to get behind cover and it is what it is. Really unfortunate. If I'm able to avoid that Semtex there, I probably win that gunfight. Now, after that, it would have been a little bit crazy because there were still like 10 other enemies up and things like that. But unfortunately, we don't win that game. We had some unfortunate circumstances at the end. I did make a mistake not buying my teammate back, which could have possibly helped there. But hopefully you guys learned that if you slow down, you use cover, you play smart, you don't just run around like a chicken with your head cut off, you can still do well in these sweaty, stacky lobbies. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. Maybe come check out a live stream here on YouTube. And thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.